So, good morning, active traders, and welcome aboard to our Trading Week Ahead broadcast. I'm Ken Calhoun from TradeMastery.com, coming at you live here on Saturday, March the 5th, 2022. Anyhow, good to see y'all here. So, are you guys trading the volatility successfully? We've had so much up and downs in the market lately. The good news is we've had lots of volatility. The bad news is, as always, it's unpredictable, right? We've had days that start, or futures, right? The overnight futures have been like down 400 handles in the Dow and then up in the morning, or vice versa. So we've had lots of volatility around. Hey, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, BTU, that was one of our members' picks. Hey, Barry, how you doing, man? Awesome job, thanks. Yeah, ConocoPhillips. Yeah, let me get some of these tickers down while we're job owning. COP, BTU. We have Oxy up there. Now, what do you think the price of oil is going to do? Is it A, going to keep on going up forever, or is it B, going to retrace and go back down sometime? Do you want to chase up here? Really? Look at it. Look at UCO. I'm not going to buy this guy. I've been trading it earlier, but I ain't paying 180 bucks a share for something that had been 120 a week and a half ago. So our oil ETF, congratulations if you've been trading it. It's been a monster run, but I don't chase up this high. I think it's likely to do a pullback, and I'm flipping into SCO if it bounces. Anyway, back from oil talk. Let's start off, as always, with a look at our broad market. I wanted to welcome all of you here to our live event. The S&P is pulling back, and it's still under all three moving average lines. And with the war in Ukraine and Russia not likely ending anytime soon, there's going to be continued pressure on everything from supply chains and oil and the global economy and all that kind of stuff. So who knows? The market goes up, the market goes down. We're just trying to hustle some money out of it, right? Now, as you take a look at the market's volatility, there's two things I want you to pay attention to, just two. One is, where's the S&P relative to the 200 SMA and the prior low? Okay, so where are we relative to the 4470 or so? And as long as we stay under it, we're still in a bear market. As long as we stay under the 200, the S&P is still bearishly inclined. And what do we do if we ever get down, or when we get down to the 4100 support? A pretty wide trading range. One thing you may have found is a challenge in today's markets is the volatility is so unpredictable. We have strong morning opens and then red closes, or red opens and green closes, right? So it's very difficult to kind of thread the eye of the needle for swing trades in the current market. What you do want to focus on are three sectors: oil, gold, and crypto, right? Gold's been up a little bit lately, oil's been way up lately, and crypto's showing a little bit of strength, I guess, as a hedge lately as well. So keep an eye on those industry groups. And so anyway, one thing to pay attention to is the S&P. Is it getting back to the 200 or getting under support? And the other, of course, is our friend the VIX. And the VIX is skyrocketing and continues on up. Most of my capital is tied up in UVXY because it makes me a lot of money. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to get paid. I like making money. So UVXY is my number one capital holding right now, and I will scale in aggressively, a good 5, if not 6, maybe low 6 figures, if this guy continues to spike. So anyway, the VIX way up at 32, right? Testing resistance up near 39 or so, right? So as long as the VIX stays in an uptrend, you should also be bearishly inclined. Obvious support levels here at the 50 simple moving average at 24, and resistance is up here at 40. But the VIX, for those of you not familiar with it, is the Chicago Board of Exchange, also known as the CBOE Volatility Index, and it measures volatility, as evidenced by the futures contract. And anyway, we're way up here at 32. It's an uptrending channel in the VIX, which is bearish for the market. So ignore the talking head people who are saying, let's look for quality oversold and buy stocks. That would not be a smart idea. Market is clearly flashing a red signal. We're clearly in a bear market that's beyond correction level, and with all the dire circumstances out there, I don't see the market recovering anytime prior to summer. So we want to be bearishly inclined and or day trade the day's hot runners. And let's start off by looking at some of the intraday charts in our current market. Oxy was my top pick for my members yesterday in our live trading room. You can see it ran all the way from 48 and change all the way up to 56, an $8 run in Occidental Petroleum. That's huge, right? How much money could you have made if you just traded a couple hundred shares, right? Gotten in somewhere around here and sold somewhere up here. It's a good play. An oil play. Another oil play is BTU. Now, although this one doesn't have the excitement of the number of points that Oxy has, it does have a very perfect looking 45-degree angle breakout clean chart. So this one, again, you could have put on the trade early in the morning, right above the previous day's high, say 24.5 or so. Closed out for at least almost $2 up here into the 26.5, 26.7 into the close. So we've got really good, strong professional breakout strength in oil as well. And of course, there's other tickers you can look at, such as Halliburton. Now, which one would be easier to day trade? This one, Halliburton, or this one, Occidental Petroleum? It can often mean the difference between successful or not successful in the green or in the red on the day, depending on the type of chart you trade. Now, charts with large up and down pullbacks and a lot of choppy price action are very difficult and you get stopped out a lot. The best charts are ones that are clean and tight, like OxyPete. So that's a good example of a chart that's good for day trade. Now for swing trade though, the other one I'm sure is fine as well. We take a look at COP and see that one has been slowly grinding up, but that would be no good for day trade, right? For day trades, we like things like BTU, Oxy. IO did a nice big run for a penny stock. Those of you who trade the cheap stocks, this is one that really ran for us yesterday. IO, we covered that in the live room too. IO ran all the way, not to be confused with the moon of Jupiter, but IO, the ticker, went all the way from 58 to 90. So hey, nice little run there. One that I really like from yesterday is INDO, Indigo November Delta Oscar. You can see it's up here near the 40-ish into the close, but it ran all the way from 22 to just under 50. Now, if you'll remember, I've been telling you or publishing on my concept that you don't want to buy a 9, right? So if anyone listened to me, they would not be buying up here at the 9, right? That's the top. Things often top out right under multiples of 10, or for the cheaper stocks, right under the whole number. So for example, this one, resistance, la résistance, vive la résistance, is near the 9. So never buy 9s, always sell 9s, and then re-enter above the decade, right? So this is a really good chart. You could have made a lot if you bought 26, 28, 30, 32, sold 40 or above, so a good chart. Let's see, from Wendy, would I have held Oxy the whole way up? No, I don't. I'm notoriously impatient. I do as many as 115 round trips daily, so I did over $41 million worth of order flow last year. So I'm a very aggressive, very skilled, very experienced trader, but I'm not a patient trader. Let me ask you a question. How many of you share my room for improvement that I could be a little more patient? Now, I tend to be not very patient with people either, for that matter. That doesn't serve me well. But how many of you are impatient as F or as heck? That's heck. How many of you are impatient? You get this award, right? Or this one. We're not patient. Who heard about let your winners run? I'm more like, if I am in a nice profit, I'm going to book the profit. I'll re-enter up at a new high. That's how I trade. That's hundreds of trades a week. I'll buy the breakout or a pivot off of support, sell at the first sign of a trouble, and then get back in above a new high. That's how I trade. But how many of you are impatient? Oh, thanks. Traders say they're impatient too. Yeah, Bill said he bailed out Roxy a month ago, impatient. Yeah, no harm with that. You know, the good news is, unless they get acquired or go out of business, the chart will still be there. So you can always trade it come Monday or the next week. So yeah, I agree with James. He's saying, take the money before it goes away, right? Because look at this chart. Oftentimes you get these in a highly volatile market. Another quick tip is you absolutely have to use the following trade management technique. But before I reveal that, I'm going to stop the recording because for all of you watching this on YouTube, show up to the Saturday events live, but I'm not going to reveal my best stuff on video for replay. So let me hit the stop. So for all of you who are watching this on YouTube, congratulations. I hope I got your attention with some hopefully intelligent commentary. Register for the weekly free Zoom meetings at trademastery.com. That's www.trademastery.com.